Hello there, my name is Richard from Silent Peak and a very warm welcome to this ON1 Photo Raw 2026 review. So ON1 Photo Raw is a feature-packed all-in-one photo studio that combines advanced photo management with non-destructive layer-based photo editing. Photo Raw is available for Windows PC and macOS and can be bought outright or as part of a subscription to ON1 Everything. There are two versions of ON1 Photo Raw. The standard version is less expensive and operates entirely as a standalone application. In contrast, the more expensive ON1 Photo Raw Max delivers the same feature set but comes with additional licenses and the ability to launch Photo Raw features such as No Noise AI, Resize AI, and Sky Swap as separate plugins from within applications like Lightroom and Photoshop. Therefore, consider ON1 Photo Raw Max if you plan to integrate Photo Raw and its features with other photo editing applications. If you plan on using ON1 Photo Raw as your primary photo editing software, the standard version of ON1 Photo Raw should suit you just fine. And remember, to that end, you can try ON1 Photo Raw for free, and you will find a link to your free trial in the description below. So what is new in ON1 Photo Raw 2026? Well, Photo Raw 26 now includes Resize AI 2026's new high quality upscaling models, which are vastly superior to those found in Resize 2023 and Photo Raw 25. Masking in Photo Raw 26 has also been improved. Super Select AI is now faster and more accurate, particularly in terms of edge awareness. Additionally, there are now options to immediately mask your photo subject, sky, or background. Meanwhile, the depth mask has been dramatically improved, as has the overall interface. Furthermore, ON1 Photo Raw 2026 has arrived with some new effects layers. The depth lighting filter provides independent control over your photo's foreground and background lighting, while the motion filter enables you to simulate panning, zooming, and twist blur effects. You can also use the split field filter to simulate a split diopter effect. In other words, you can magnify your wide-angle backgrounds while preserving the size of the foreground. Moreover, you can add your most used ON1 effects layers to your very own favorites list. Other improvements include minor changes to the user interface and a new first run experience mode to help you ascend Photo Raw's steep but brief learning curve. And as you might expect, there's added support for some of photography's latest cameras. So overall, ON1 Photo Raw 2026 is a decent upgrade. For instance, the inclusion of Resize AI 26 is justification enough for those of you who enlarge your photos. Of course, the case for upgrading is somewhat diminished if you've already bought the standalone edition of ON1 Resize AI 26. However, even then, you may consider Photo Raw 2026 for its improved masking, additional effects layers, and the usual incremental quality of life enhancements. Moreover, if you are an existing ON1 Photo Raw customer, you may be eligible for a discounted upgrade. And if you'd like to find out, check the description for the link below. So talking about costs, how much does ON1 Photo Raw cost? Well, the standard edition of ON1 Photo Raw costs a one-time payment of just under $100, whereas ON1 Photo Raw Max costs $199. Alternatively, you can subscribe to ON1 Everything for under $8 per month. As an ON1 Everything customer, you'll receive ON1 Photo Raw Max up to 5 licenses, inclusive upgrades and cloud storage. And if you'd like to look at those prices, check the description below. And also make sure to drop by the Silent Peak store. Here you will find the latest prices on ON1 Photo Raw, as well as free trials and promo codes for ON1 Photo Raw and many other of your favorite photo editing applications. So with all of that said, what exactly does ON1 Photo Raw do? Well, regarding photo management, with ON1 Photo Raw, you can rate your images, group photos into albums, and tag your pictures with keywords. Regarding keywords, ON1 Photo Raw features Keyword AI, which automatically identifies and labels photographic elements such as people, sky, and architecture. If your camera lacks GPS, you can geotag your photos using ON1 Photo Raw's map view, allowing you to browse your images by their location of capture. And of course, you can skim your photo collection using any combination of keywords, ratings, locations, and image properties such as camera model, lens, and date. Unlike some photo editing applications that import your photo library into a proprietary format, ON1 Photo Raw leverages your existing file structure and local drives, leaving your photos where you left them. Moreover, you can connect ON1 Photo Raw to your OneDrive, Dropbox, and Google Drive accounts, enabling you to browse your cloud storage as if it were local disk. Regarding the cloud, you can choose to subscribe to ON1 Cloud Sync. Like any other cloud service, it enables you to store an off-site backup of your photo collection. Furthermore, ON1 Cloud Sync allows you to link with ON1 Photo Raw for mobile, for iOS and Android apps, that enables you to edit your photos and transfer images between your computer and smartphone. Meanwhile, the Smart Organize feature will search your ON1 Photo Raw library for duplicate images based on matching file names, times, places, and even content. Overall, while ON1 Photo Raw lacks face recognition, it remains a competent management tool capable of bringing order to the most chaotic of photo collections. So let's talk about photo editing. Now, Photo Raw features all the adjustments and tools you'd expect to find in a more expensive photo editing application. For instance, you can adjust exposure, recalibrate white balance, and flex tone curves. However, beginners or anyone in a rush can always rely on ON1 Photo Raw's extensive and well-executed collection of presets. Collections include black and white, film, retro, golden autumn, and cinema. Furthermore, some of these presets are AI adaptive, meaning they will adjust to the tonal characteristics of your image when applied. Thankfully, you can save your most used presets within a favorites list, and of course, make your own presets. An acceptable alternative to using a preset is Brilliance AI. As with presets, Brilliance AI does the heavy lifting, but you get to choose how much depending on how far you drag that slider. Furthermore, you can leverage Brilliance AI's object recognition and apply different amounts of processing to your photo's subject, sky, or background. All of this means you'll be able to execute advanced edits with very little skill, while still enjoying a greater degree of control compared to the supreme convenience of one-click presets. Meanwhile, ON1 Photo Raw's develop mode features familiar adjustments such as exposure, white balance, highlights, shadows, and much more. It also includes built-in profiles for automatically correcting the flaws inherent with photography's most popular lenses. Yet you'll soon notice that essentials such as tone curves, vignette, and split tone are all absent, except they're not. Unlike many photo editing applications, ON1 Photo Raw allows you to apply your adjustments as effects layers, enabling you to blend multiple adjustments to create compound effects not possible in non-layer based applications. At last count, ON1 Photo Raw offers 36 different layers, ranging from fundamental adjustments such as tone curves, color grading, and black and white, to creative effects such as HDR, sun flare, vintage, and color match. Other highlights include the new depth lighting effects layer, which enables you to adjust the lighting of your photo's foreground and background independently, and the new motion filter to apply simulated motion blur to static subjects. So you can apply your adjustments and effects layers to your entire image or limit their impact to specific areas of your photo using masks. To that end, ON1 Photo Raw offers plenty of masking options, including edge-aware brushes, gradients, luminance, and color range masking. Meanwhile, a vastly improved depth mask enables you to select areas of your photo based on the perceived distance of the region from your lens. But the easiest way to mask in ON1 Photo Raw is with its AI-powered automatic subject, sky, and background masking. Alternatively, you can use Quick Mask AI to select more discrete photographic elements, such as unwanted distractions. After you have applied a mask, you can then add one or many effects layers to that specific area without impacting the rest of the photo. Moreover, you can apply as many masks as you like, and each with its own selection of effects layers. Now, on top of that, Photo Raw also features top-tier AI-powered noise reduction and upscaling. Regarding noise reduction, Photo Raw includes No Noise AI 2024, which combines a decent deblurring tool with one of the best photo denoisers I have tested. Photo Raw also inherits the latest version of ON1's photo upscaler, Resize AI 26, and it is a massive upgrade over its dated 2023 predecessor. If that's not enough, Photo Raw also includes a portrait enhancer, complete with skin smoothing and teeth whitening, decent sky replacement and blur tool, HDR merge, focus stacking, time-lapse, and a panorama stitching tool. Meanwhile, Canon and Nikon shooters can utilize Photo Raw's camera tethering to remotely fire their cameras. As for generative AI, Erase AI seems to be working much better than it did when I first tested it in Photo Raw 25. However, like most generative AI tools, it sometimes works exceptionally well, and other times not so much. In contrast, the Canvas Expand tool is reliably bad, although it can add relevant generative AI content to your newly expanded image. The content often appears blurred or of low resolution. Nonetheless, I feel like this tool has the potential to be good, but not today. So what is ON1 Photo Raw like to use? Well, Photo Raw's text-heavy interface remains comparatively unwelcoming to new beginners. In part, this is due to Photo Raw's huge feature set, but it's also due to some unusual design decisions. For instance, navigating from the catalog view to the edit mode requires you to click on the edit icon on the left-hand side of the screen. However, when you're finished, clicking on the neighboring browse option doesn't take you back to where you were. Instead, you must click on the grid icon button located at the bottom of the screen. Likewise, when you begin your first edit, you'll find adjustments such as exposure, but not others like tone curves, because they're located under the Effects tab. Yet in other ways, ON1 Photo Raw is very friendly. Thanks to its extensive collection of presets, you'll be able to achieve outstanding results with minimal effort. Meanwhile, Brilliance AI offers a middle ground between the supreme convenience of presets and the creative freedom of doing your own manual edits, while AI masking saves one from the tedium of manual brushing. Portrait AI makes retouching effortless, and No Noise AI and Resize AI's automatic modes deliver near optimal results within a single click. Furthermore, ON1 Photo Raw's initially daunting interface is highly responsive and can keep up with your adjustments in real time. It's also highly customizable, and many features are or can be assigned to a key for even quicker navigation. Overall, while ON1 Photo Raw may be challenging at first, I strongly recommend you give it a try and committing a few hours to navigating its steep but brief learning curve. And remember, to that end, there is a free ON1 Photo Raw trial in the description below. So with all of that said, is ON1 Photo Raw actually any good? Well, ON1 Photo Raw is a competent photo management tool, and its photo editing capabilities exceed those of many of its more expensive rivals. While its busy user interface takes time getting used to, you may come to appreciate its responsiveness and array of labor-saving features. Regarding features, ON1 Photo Raw is largely excellent. The presets are well implemented and look good. No Noise AI remains one of the best noise reduction tools I have tested, and I appreciate Photo Raw's extensive library of effects layers. I also really like using the blur tool in sky replacement to simulate long exposures, and while its portrait enhancer is comparatively short of features, what it does very well. However, historically speaking, ON1 Photo Raw has had some rough edges. For instance, its AI masking was inconsistent and struggled with edges, while its Resize AI upscaler was miles behind the competition. Yet, both of these features are greatly improved in ON1 Photo Raw 26. Resize AI is now one of the best upscalers, and I found that the AI masking has also been significantly improved. Meanwhile, like many generative AI features, Erase AI is inconsistent, but appears to be better than ever. Although the Canvas extension tool all but guarantees an unusable result every time. But perhaps ON1 Photo Raw's most significant omission remains face recognition. While you can use Photo Raw to find photos with faces in them, it cannot recognize one face from another, making it impossible to browse your pictures by those who appear in them. It is also a shame that ON1's cloud share lacks a front end, as it would be great to view and share cloud-hosted images via standard web browsers. Nonetheless, few photo editing applications do so much so well and for such a low price. While I generally consider ON1 Photo Raw to be an excellent photo studio, at $100, it's a bargain. So what are the best alternatives to ON1 Photo Raw 26? Well, you should look no further than Adobe's Lightroom and AC/DC Ultimate. Like Photo Raw, both are full-featured photo studios that combine advanced photo management and editing with additional functionality such as HDR, AI noise reduction, and upscaling. Lightroom is an excellent choice for those of you who prioritize photo management thanks to its superb AI-powered automatic keyword tagging and face recognition features. While Lightroom is actually less capable than on Photo Raw in terms of photo editing, its cloud integration allows you to access and edit your photos via standard web browsers and iOS and Android apps, while enjoying the added security of an off-site backup. Now, of course, the cloud isn't for everyone, and it's certainly not free. To that end, Lightroom is a subscription-only service and will cost you at least $120 each year for as long as you want to keep it. In contrast, you can buy ON1 Photo Raw outright for just a one-time payment of $100. So this is where AC/DC Ultimate comes in. Like Lightroom, Ultimate features excellent AI keyword tagging and face recognition and can be bought outright for a one-time payment of $150. However, while layer-based Ultimate exceeds Lightroom in terms of photo editing, it can't quite match ON1 Photo Raw. Meanwhile, AC/DC's HDR, AI noise reduction and upscaling fall short of both Lightroom and ON1 Photo Raw. Nonetheless, AC/DC Ultimate is a competent, subscription-free all-rounder and an excellent choice for many. So, to conclude, ON1 Photo Raw is absurdly feature-rich and remarkably well priced. Furthermore, many of its features, such as No Noise AI, Resize AI, and effects, are among the best of their kind, while other features such as HDR, Portrait AI, and Keyword AI are just merely very good. Perhaps ON1 Photo Raw's greatest weakness remains first impressions. If you use Photo Raw for the first time, you will likely find its dense interface unwelcoming. Moreover, there isn't a straightforward linear way to use ON1 Photo Raw, leaving you feeling a little lost. For these reasons, you might bail on ON1 Photo Raw before you find out what you're missing. And that's a shame because you're missing a lot. Thanks to its utilization of layers and effects, ON1 Photo Raw can produce results beyond the capabilities of non-layer based photo editing applications such as Lightroom. Moreover, once you're accustomed to it, Photo Raw's non-linear workflow allows you to work as you want, rather than following the developer's prescribed path. Nonetheless, ON1 Photo Raw does have two genuine omissions. First, Photo Raw still lacks face recognition, so you can't browse your photos by those who appear in them. Second, while ON1 Photo Raw leverages the cloud, you cannot browse or share your photos via a web portal, unlike Lightroom and AC/DC. Overall, despite its increasingly fewer shortcomings, ON1 Photo Raw is a home run. It's challenging to think of any other photo studio that does so much so well and for so little. And for that reason, ON1 Photo Raw is an absurdly easy recommendation, and I strongly recommend you try it. And to that end, there is a link to your free ON1 Photo Raw trial in the description below. So this is the part of the video I like to remind you that I am indeed an ON1 affiliate. However, I am also an affiliate for Adobe Lightroom, AC/DC, Luminar, DxO, and many more. Therefore, I can be impartial through saturation. Nonetheless, I strongly recommend that you try these products for yourself. There is a link in the free trial, and you get 14 days to make up your own mind. Now, if you would like to know even more about Photo Raw, do consider dropping by my review at Silent Peak. At Silent Peak, you will find reviews on many other photo editing applications, as well as the Silent Peak store, With the Silent Peak store, you will find the latest prices on your favourite photo editing software, along with free trials and even some promo codes. So do check that out before you make your purchase. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and so on. And you can even leave a super thanks, and I promise to spend the money irresponsibly. I do hope you've found this video useful, or at the very least interesting. Thank you for dropping by. My name's Richard from Silent Peak. Have a great day. Bye-bye.